Greetings, travelers, and welcome to Geronimo Draws. In this video, I would like to discuss the statue of Saint Bartholomew Flayed by Marco d'Agrate, completed in 1562. During the Renaissance, anatomical science was a major source of inspiration for artists. By the 15th century, interest had emerged in anatomy as an area of research, and the artists of the period dissected cadavers. For example, Leonardo da Vinci dissected around 30 corpses, while Michelangelo began dissecting cadavers at 17 years old. Both artists were known for their anatomical studies, which helped set new standards for how the human figure was portrayed in their art. Marco d'Agrate was hired as a contractor on the construction of the cathedral in Milan. D'Agrate was a great admirer of the Renaissance masters and offered his sculpting skills to represent Saint Bartholomew, one of Jesus' apostles, who was sent out to preach Christ's message throughout the world. According to tradition, Bartholomew went as far as Armenia, where he converted King Ptolemais, his wife, and 12 entire cities to the Christian faith. These conversions aroused the envy of the priests of the local divinities, who set the brother of the king against Bartholomew. He ordered Bartholomew to be punished, skinned alive, and then beheaded. Marco d'Agrate therefore depicts Bartholomew skinned and draped in his flayed flesh. He holds the gospel in his left hand and the knife that flayed him in his right. The sculpture is characterized by the particular attention paid to the anatomy and by the emphasis on the martyr's exposed veins and musculature. He stands casually, as if at ease. His gaze is commanding, resolute, appearing impossibly alive. The saint uses his martyrdom to assert a strength beyond that of the flesh. He wears his flesh like a trophy, similar to depictions of Hercules wearing the skin of the Nemean lion. At the base of the work, d'Agrate engraved a line in Latin that translates, quote, "I was not made by Praxiteles, but by Marco d'Agrate," end quote. D'Agrate understood full well what he had accomplished in his work. Praxiteles was an ancient Greek sculptor celebrated in ancient Rome and the Renaissance as the master of breathtaking sculpture. Initially placed outside the cathedral, the statue was moved inside to be viewed by the public in the last quarter of the 16th century. Almost 500 years later, Saint Bartholomew Flayed still marvels those who visit the cathedral, including medical students who come to admire and study its remarkable anatomical accuracy. The famous American author Mark Twain wrote of his encounter with d'Agrate's Bartholomew in his book The Innocents Abroad, and Twain was shaken by what he saw. Quote, "The figure was that of a man without a skin, with every vein, artery, muscle, fiber, tendon, and tissue of the human frame represented in minute detail. It looked natural, because somehow it looked as if it were in pain. A skinned man would be likely to look that way, unless his attention was occupied with some other matter. It was a hideous thing, and yet there was a fascination about it somehow. I am very sorry I saw it, because I shall always see it now. I shall dream of it sometimes." End quote. Thank you for watching.